Good evening, everyone. I'm here to do another reading. I was pulled to the Messages from the Mermaids by Karen Kay this evening, and I thought I would pull a few cards and look what we have. Once again, communication is the common theme that we are, and the main energy that we've been working with in a very powerful way for the last few weeks. And that's what really guided me to start my channel, is to really support people during this time where we are coming out of, well, it's not that we're coming out, but it's time for us to have communication in the physical realm. We've been doing it in the spiritual, telepathically, energetically, and that will always continue. But what we're manifesting and what we will have moving forward is communication in the physical. And I'm being guided immediately to this Ten of Cups, and this is where we're headed. This is what we're working towards. All right. We have mastered in some way, if you call it successful in past lives, manifested the Ten of Pentacles. But what we lacked was the Ten of Cups. That's what I'm channeling right now. And it's time for justice. All right. And justice is really an energy that is working with us, because we are manifesting from a place of light, having transcended the material world and understanding that we need to, in this life, find our way home to self because of love, okay? First and foremost with ourselves, and because of our twin flame, they really awaken us to what that love is really about, because we're one soul that have to go through that pain of separation, which is an illusion because we were never really separated. But you do have to transcend that pain and transmute it back to the light. And you do that through love, okay? That's what I'm channeling here. So our masculines have some very important messages to share with us. And I can already sense that it's similar to what I was channeling from my masculine earlier this evening. And there's been some heavy feelings tonight, but some breakthroughs. And usually how I support when that comes through for me from him is I just lay quiet, and I just close my eyes and I meditate, and I just send love, and I allow the energy to flow where it needs to go. And I picture myself just being with him and holding his hand and supporting him through whatever it is that he's going through. And I trust that he will feel that, and it'll help him push through what he needs to overcome. So everything I share in a reading is very important. And so I think what I shared is really the fact that he came to face the truth. And I was getting in my situation that he was really thinking back to some beautiful memories that he was refusing to accept as the truth, because it was so painful that he let it go, that he was angry with himself that he didn't acknowledge or see the love in its authenticity at the time. I think he felt it, but he took it for granted. And the feminine would have done the same thing in a different way, because it's always both sides, all right? There's similarities usually, but the reason I feel that I'm guided to, speak to what the masculine's going through is because they need our support right now. And perhaps my channel is to assist masculines in being able to better understand and receive support, and be able to find the guidance and the light, to be able to step forward in whatever ways that will make them happy from a place of truth, open-heartedness, and I was just thinking going with the flow, and I didn't realize that this card was here, but what I was seeing was them kind of trying to step forward and to just let things go and not worry so much, and they're kind of not able to move. So there's a blockage in here somewhere. So let's see if we can figure out what that is, because I haven't really looked at these cards yet. So we'll come back to this part, but I see here that there was an imbalance. So I think my masculine is going to assist other masculines perhaps in breaking through what this block is. I think we did it earlier, and now we're going to assist other people in doing that, hopefully through this recording and with these messages. So there was an imbalance pertaining to a relationship, a commitment. And I think it would have been perhaps a commitment that he left the feminine for, thinking that it was going to be that 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and it didn't turn out to be that. And I have a sense that that woman was trying to really embody the feminine's energy. Once she got to really see and learn that nothing that she did made him feel the way that she wanted him to feel for her, she came to learn that those feelings were really for the feminine. And I think really got lost in trying to become somebody she wasn't to keep the masculine. And I think he sees the truth of all that. And this is a card of confusion, right? So it really supports what I just channeled. I don't need the cards to channel. Really, I find that the items in my physical world just confirm what I channel spiritually, intuitively, energetically on a day-to-day. It's just a way for my guides to help confirm for me for whatever reason. Because sometimes I think it just helps us really validate, even though that's an egoic thing, it's still something that I think for me anyhow, as a new person trying to really better understand how to bring all of my energy and my gifts into the physical and share it with people, this is what's going to help me do that, I think. So I appreciate everyone's patience because I am new. So a lot of my videos I do pause because I'm trying to intuitively get the message and translate it as I channel. So thank you for your patience. So this crystal fell. So I'm going to pick it up and put it back here where it belongs. I think like this is a double pointed amethyst. So it's my birthstone. And I think that there's just a clearing that's happening here with this fluorite as well, with the selenite. And this always, in my opinion, I see the selenite wands often that I use a representation of our timeline. And this is the main timeline that we're on right now and that we've chosen to stay on in order to achieve this 10 of Cups. Okay, but we've traveled into other timelines in order to do whatever it is that we needed to do with healing, or go back and pick up different tools and things that we needed in order to do the work that we needed to achieve this. All right. And he was able to do that because now he's able to kind of be in the flow, because this is the energy he needs to embody to be able to come to us with communication. The divine's not going to allow our masculines to come to us in a way unless it's calm and authentic with integrity, and not in an energy of projection, desperation, anger, frustration. Not to say that there wouldn't be elements of that potentially, but it can only be very small percentage. The main energy needs to be truth, clarity, calm, love, nurturance, compassion, all the higher vibrational energy that we require to be able to have a really successful conversation. And it's not to say that it can't get heated or have heavy emotions, but in order for it to be successful and not have us kind of go our separate ways again for an extended period of time, it needs to be that way, because both twins, I believe, are really ready after a very long journey to move forward successfully. And it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be a physical reunion, reconciliation long term for everybody. I think that that's going to take time for those who decide that's what they want. For others, even if it's closure and they can move forward, it's success, because that is growth. And everyone has free will, and everyone's contracts look different. However, there are similarities, I believe, with these twin flame missions and unions, and we're all here to support each other through it. And that's why it's very dangerous to compare one's journey to another. However, it's not to say that there aren't similarities and things that are common with all these types of unions. Higher vibrational connections that are really here incarnated to provide, the light that's required to affect the changes that are needed at this time to elevate the level of consciousness so we can ascend at a higher place in order to create a more, for example, loving and higher evolved environment. Guess it's time for things to change for the better. So they're coming out of this state of confusion and lethargic, like I heard being lethargic. They're not in regrets anymore, because I think they really were able to see the error of their ways and understand the mistakes that they made. They were also tempted. And this person has shame. And I feel like it's mostly the masculine that's coming through, even though it's a feminine energy here, because his time spent with her was from a lustful place for the wrong reasons, and he was embarrassed. Didn't know how to get out of it, and really hurt her, hurt everyone involved. She's ashamed as well. She just can't admit it, which is why she's looking down in a way. So she's, what I'm getting is this karmic right now would be kind of quiet in her thoughts, and really, I feel it's a breakthrough, to be honest, and the divine has worked really hard to get her to see this time around that, you need to love yourself, and you have beauty, your own individual beauty within yourself. That's where you need to start and focus on that first before you venture out again and look for love in the wrong places, sort of a thing. So my hope is that these messages hopefully will be similar for this karmic, who can hopefully learn the lessons this time. Do you see how this person is looking straight here? This one's looking away. I believe that this is the divine feminine, and look how more stable and confident this energy looks. This fish here represents that emotion. Very stable. The hips provide stability. I live in Canada right now. It's winter, and I was snowshoeing last weekend, and it was only supposed to be a very short hike, but ended up being 6 kilometers, and it was very difficult through the trails that we were on, and we ended up on the lake, and I was just so mesmerized by the beauty that I just kept going and going, and then I realized, oh no, I need to turn around, and it was such a long trip, but well worth it. And I just remember feeling a lot of energy flowing through mostly my hips because of the snowshoes, where it forces your legs kind of a little bit further apart. So I believe my body needed that in order to make some adjustments, probably to release a certain amount of energy in order to receive. So my right ear is ringing. That's confirmation to me that yes, That's correct. And we can take it a step further, because I was on a really big lake that's frozen, obviously, and we know that mermaids are linked to the time of Atlantis, and I believe that a lot of us are healing past lives from that realm, and it's not an easy realm to heal from because of what happened. And a lot of it has to do with drownings because of the fall of Atlantis. And the person I was snowshoeing with had what she would call a fear that she didn't understand. And so even though where we were snowshoeing, it would have been very shallow and very much frozen over, because miles away there were hundreds of ice shacks and snow machines and trucks and people enjoying the beautiful day, ice fishing and just laughing. And I said, look at all those people. I said, if they're safe where it would be much deeper, we're certainly safe because of where we are. So she's aware of my spiritual awakening, and we were able to talk a little bit. And she knew it was not a rational fear, and I challenged her a little bit to say, well, why do you think that would be? So then I asked her, I said, have you experienced any kind of accident or trauma pertaining to water in your life? And she said no. And she said, and she doesn't necessarily believe in reincarnation, but she has been very supportive of my journey and has listened to me at different times, and has been a support where she has witnessed me kind of travel back when I'm triggered because of a location I was drawn to where she happened to be there with me. And there's been times where I would just, in the moment, receiving the flashbacks, and I would kind of fall to the ground because it was all coming in and flooding in. So, and she never knew what to say, but she was always very supportive. So anyhow, I was shocked because she just said, well, maybe it's something happened to me before in a different time, and or something like that. She didn't say past life, but something about a different time. And I said, maybe, because I don't like to influence people. So I thought if she questioned more, certainly I could do some work in that moment. But she didn't say very much, and we carried on with our hike. But I think that by the end of it, she seemed to be much less bothered. And I had said to her, I think if we challenge ourselves today and you kind of show yourself that you're safe and just keep going, hopefully that feeling will go away. So by the end of our hike, she was very happy to say that, oh, realize I wasn't thinking about it anymore. It seems okay. So in my opinion, it was tremendous success. So I think that, again, I'm not sharing this for nothing. I think that a lot of us are overcoming past life traumas, and Atlantis is one of those big timelines. I talked about the Egyptian timeline in a recording yesterday, and some of us do it consciously. For me, for whatever reason, I see it. I see a lot of it. I think others do it in an unconscious way, perhaps in dream state, meditative state, or like the situation with my friend, like a little bit aware, but chose not to do more than that in that moment, which is completely fine. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I think as long as you're able to release it and heal it, and we need to feel it to heal it. That's something that I say a lot. So, so I think that the feminine really helped we helped the masculine, and our masculines really find the truth within them to face what happened. And it took having to really dive back into past relationships in order to do that. So for whatever reason, they would have been triggered recently to do that. I don't sense that they're in a relationship with these people anymore. It's just going back to better understand what happened, or they may have learned some things, some tricks, not tricks, but some lies or deceit that happened at the hands of the people that they were with, where they had some regrets. I don't know. But I think there was definitely confusion because this is facing these two women here. And I believe this is historical. I have a lot of green. You see the green here? Like, it's very powerful. He sees the feminine as being very genuine and authentic and not scared to be herself. Do you see how she's sort of hiding a little bit, but not like, and she's just, I don't know, there's such a presence here of authenticity and confidence. It's very powerful. And I'm getting that he's very excited, knowing that once this conversation happens and they can get through it, that he trusts that they're going to be able to because of this energy here. And he's looking forward to enjoying this new energy because I believe that he's also acknowledging for the feminines all the work that you've done and that you are really standing in your truth and power now. And he's proud of you and he can't wait to be able to really enjoy it once we get through all of this. And the communication has to do with this and apologizing about this. I feel like in some way that conversation would have been had with this karmic already. And we're leading into now doing it with the feminine for the purpose of achieving this 10 of Cups. So I just want to see these other cards here. Let's see. Yeah, so see, he's laid the burdens down. And here's the world. Here's the world here. So again, and it's facing here. And he knows the right thing to do is to come and communicate with the feminine by asking her to get together here. And this is really what's happening, going to be happening very soon. Do you see how all these colors match? Look at this. I didn't plan this out. I just intuitively ran around the house and grabbed a bunch of things and just created this spread before I turned my camera on. So I just moved the card, and that's never an accident. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a little piece of hair from my cat here. So, and everything pertaining to my cat is protection. She supports me 100% all the time. So do you see how we know the 5 of Wands is conflict or stress with people? That's reversed, so there's no more. And in the past, there was a lot of conflict because of her, this feminine here. Okay. And he's learned that in order to be able to have peace in his life and stability and being able to not be stressed all the time, he needed to really face this from the past. And he was able to lay the burdens down related to all past conflict and was able to clear what was required from all these connections in the past that would have created an imbalance and regrets. But it's reversed because I feel like he's done that work and balanced out these energies. And now he's really wanting to talk about this commitment. So I'm covering up here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, see, that's reunion, reconciliation, talking about the past, children. Okay. Oh, wow. I gifted at Christmas time in my previous readings, you'll hear me say that I gifted my masculine unexpectedly with a beautiful basket of goodies for him and his children. And in the basket, there were two little bags, and one had some crystals for him, and I wrote a little card with what they were and how they would help, each one. And then there was kind of a little game that I created for the kids. He has two children. And it was identifying on the card what the crystal was. This is blue sandstone. Look how beautiful that is. And again with the mermaids, look. So I'm channeling now, like his daughter has blonde hair, so it just made me think of her. And she really is the one that really liked the crystals. I mean, his son did as well when they were little, when we were together years ago, but I feel like they would have really enjoyed them. And it was kind of like a little, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a scavenger hunt, but like kind of like a little game where they would have to identify which crystal it was in the bag by the description that I wrote on the card. So, find this because of these clues, right? So I feel like, I'm getting from this that he did give them to the kids, because there were two big crystals as well, one big one for each child. And look how this is reminding me of the ones that I gave, and that it's healing. They would have taken them, and it's going to provide them with healing. There's so much love in those crystals. So, to extend these messages to the viewers, I believe that in your situations, if there's children, just know that right now they are healing as well. And if you provided them with any gifts over the holidays, just know that those gifts are providing healing because of the love that would have been embedded with the intention when you would have touched the item and then shared them. And however they would have been shared, they feel that, they know. I researched, I have a gift where I can, by touching an item, I can pick up telepathically energy from the people that would have touched those items. Okay. And I get messages like that. And I forget what that's called, but I researched it because I didn't know it was an actual thing, like researched. And I forget what it's called, but just know that I think many of us have that gift, and it's not one that you're necessarily aware that you have. Okay. For me, I just became aware because it wasn't like a minor thing. Like I would touch an item and I would get like visions and pretty big like flashbacks of things that either happened to me or involved somebody that would have touched the item. So that's another message for people if this is something you're experiencing, to look it up. And I wish I remembered the name, and maybe if I have time, I'll look it up and put in the comments afterwards. All right, so let's just see here if there's any other messages. There's a heart, an amethyst heart there, and it's right below the two cards. So that tells me, oh, and I did provide a little selenite stick as well in both bags. And I've provided him with a big piece of amethyst, pretty big actually, a couple of years ago. And I feel like he kept it. And this is a message to me that he loved it. He really enjoys it. And is very grateful, and he will communicate this to me. So again, if you've provided your masculine with gifts in the past, they will talk to you about it and show gratitude when they come. They're really ready to open up about all these things. It's just for whatever reason tonight they were very sad and lonesome and missing. Missing you. Okay. And this is these crystals. So just take in the energy of these crystals. It's going to assist with the clearing, it's going to assist with clearing the separation. Okay, as well, if there's a block here that's preventing them from letting go of burdens, stressors, it's going to help them focus on what needs to be done in order to find their way to this. Okay, so see how that crystal rolled a little bit? We're just going to move the card there. And they want me to just shift now into this corner. That this is where we're landing after this evening, and after you, or if, after this evening, this is where my situation's at. And then for the viewers, when you view this, it'll come in very close. If it hasn't happened already, it'll be close. Due to receiving the downloads just from listening to, like I said, all of the stories I've shared, my tone of voice, and the crystals. It'll assist you in breaking through all the blocks that are needed in order to achieve this energy. Okay, balancing things out enough to a point where you can have communication about a commitment pertaining to past situations, children, whatever is needed in order to return to that 10 of Cups that the counterparts have been really striving for a very long time. And you will have that celebration. It will happen. So they do want me to leave messages with my light language. I just don't know where I put them. Oh, right here. One sec. So here we have, I researched the meaning of telepathy because I can connect with you this way. So that is very interesting, and that's very important because I explained that we're coming out of just communicating this way, and we're going to come into the physical communication, the physical. But it's really, really good that they understand that this is a way to communicate with their counterparts. But I'm also getting, for those who aren't spiritually awake, like at this level, and that's okay, you don't have to be. It doesn't mean that you're not a twin or anything like that. It's different for everyone in terms of how they choose to incarnate and use their energy in this life. But if it's not that, it would be just researching tools and different ways to communicate with the feminine in a really positive way for it to be successful. Okay, so that's really good as well. So they were imbalanced because they had physical health issues. So if they did, they're coming out of that. They're seeing the truth of what made them sick. Okay, so this is part of this karmic energy here. All right, so let's place the healing crystal over that to protect that healing that's occurred. And then underneath it says, I did not ever cheat on you while we were together. So if you had doubts that your masculine cheated on you with, say, this specific karmic that you would have been resonating with as I shared the story, he's telling you here that he hasn't, okay? So that confusion is now gone for us. We're going to clear and transmute that. I find reasons to talk about you when I can. Okay, so he's going to tell the truth about that. I feel worthy to be your partner for life. I'm confident. So that's amazing. And I can't stop thinking about you and our future. And I want you to spend the night with me. And one more here. I am doing better because I need you back in my life. I'm so proud of you. Stay strong. Okay. And I miss you so much. It hurts. And really, I'm going to be honest. This is the energy that came through before all these messages came through for me before I created this reading for us tonight. And I have cut ties to all romantic interests. I only want to focus on me and our future. So this is the work that was done in the past in order to achieve these breakthroughs here with the processing of past decisions and karmic relationships that were now that's allowing them to really blast through this block that was here earlier in order to go with the flow, to come into communication towards this Ten of Cups. They just want me to share one last card, and it's beautiful because it really does blend with all the other ones. And oh, look at this for the throat chakra, the aqua aura illumination. Very high energy, charges electromagnetic fields to clear impurities, enhances basic life force and organs, strengthens the immune system, decreases fevers and swelling, stimulates the pineal, thymus, and thyroid glands, supports pancreas, liver, and spleen health. That's for the physical body. So just take that in, okay? So I'm absorbing, and that's one of the things I do is I absorb energy that needs to be cleared from people. And when you hear me exhale, I've taken it, transmuted it, and I've released it. So it's been transmuted forever. That's why I get very tired. I can't be around big crowds because if I take on too much, I can get depleted very, very fast. And I obviously I've learned over many years to take care of myself. So I'm happy to provide this clearing for people tonight. And I feel it has to do with making room in order for this energy to come through, because I believe this is why I'm here doing this, is to support people in order to come into communication, to have these breakthroughs, because we need twins to come into union. All right. As many as we can that had these missions to incarnate so we can ascend the way that the planet needs us to. So the last few messages here we're going to speak to is the emotional qualities, balances masculine and feminine energies, connects with angelic and astral realms to bring inner stillness, joy, wonder, and peace, reduces panic and anger, enhances truthful communication, brings emotional insight and wisdom. Wow. Thank you. We're going to take that, put that right here. And one more here, the amber, which is the sacral. And I did a sacred sexuality reading last night, so go take a look at that. So for fertility, I'm just going to focus on the emotional qualities, and the sacred feminine renews me. This is messages from our masculine here. And he wants you to know that when he thinks about you in this way, he feels rejuvenated. And again, I'm being drawn to this powerful energy here. And he's really excited at the thought of reuniting in this way as well. But the emotional qualities, so the amber strengthens energy and ability related to mothering and nurturing, releases negative energy, negative self-judgment and fear, brings positivity and a sense of well-being, quiets the voice of the inner critic, increases joyful, sensual expression. And this really summarizes a lot of the readings I've done since I've started my channel only a few weeks ago. So thank you. Thank you for these gifts. So important. I'm just going to provide a clearing with the amethyst and the sigillite. And this is again from a previous reading or a few days ago with the spiritual love, just to make sure that we protect and safeguard what's coming. Just take in those codes from these cards. There we go. I can feel us grounding this energy for the people in our wave that need support right now to catch up here, to catch up to get to this point if they haven't reached this point yet. Some of us are sitting here in this energy right now, just waiting. It's coming in the next little bit. My left ear is ringing, so they just wanted me to speak about contact. So there's some more light codes here. Oh, they want me to turn this around. Okay. Just take in these codes and close your eyes and just picture that 10 of Cups. And for me right now, as soon as I did that, I was brought to a dock. We have many beautiful entries to that lake that I was snowshoeing on, but there's one specific area. There's a beautiful dock there, and there's a lighthouse, and I was standing there with my masculine, and we were just looking out at the lake. His arm was around me, so it's beautiful. He's very, very sorry. He's telling me he has a lot of shame with the way that he would have behaved over all these years, where he would often be enjoying that area, knowing that I was close by, and was stubborn and would just sit there alone or with people like karmics and just not happy. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, it allowed him to reflect and learn in the ways that he needed to. It's healing that crown chakra as well. The love is healing and is allowing that crown chakra to open to be able to really do all of this work here. And he's gone around and around and around, and he's healing that. So we're getting off the hamster wheel. No more. No more. No more feeling trapped. So I'm just going to do a quick, oh, there we go. Somebody just received a clearing there. So the other thing I'm getting is that the karmics accused him of cheating with the feminine, and that never happened either. So hopefully the karmics really come to understand that it didn't happen. And I think the reason they thought that is because the love was so powerful. And they were so upset and intimidated by the love, and because they couldn't get the masculine to do what they wanted, to fall for them the way they wanted, they just accused him of doing that and accused the feminine of doing stuff that she didn't do, and just, it's the love. Many people are after that energy and that love. Okay. We're just going to bless all of these messages and safeguard it. So I'm going to trace light language and infuse it with this Palo Santo for all of us here. They just want me to remove this because it's done. Oh, gentleness. Look at that, guys. There's our masculine. He's put her behind. She's gone. Deleting pictures from the phone, getting rid of old things. It's time. And look, he's got the light there. And it's shining on her. And he's going to come and give it to her. He's going to do it in a gentle way. I was talking about that. And see how there's no blocks? It's very open. He's staring right at me. I just want to thank Gaia for this sacred medicine. We always have to be grateful and say thank you. And to this beautiful Palo Santo tree, we thank you. Just want to see if I get any other messages, guys. He's saying he wants us to know that he's very serious and he's putting his foot down. And by the morning, anyhow, this masculine, I believe mine is in this energy, is going to feel much better after this release tonight. And he's going to be able to step forward in a much more powerful way. So there was a really big release of this karmic energy here. He's ready to put it behind him, and he's not going to beat himself up anymore. Because he knows she is waiting and she deserves this. And when I say she's waiting, it's not like he doesn't think we're sitting here all desperate and like pining over him. No, the opposite. He's always known that we weren't doing that. And that's what was really difficult, you know? Didn't understand what that really meant. But he's healed that. Not 100%, but enough that he can come face us and start the conversation. Because you reach a point in this journey where you have to heal together. Okay, and you have to have healed up to a certain point or to do that, or it won't work. And the divine guides us, guides that process with us, and our guides help us as well. Wow, I'm gonna put him here right beside her, because the left is the feminine energy and the right. And look at that, guys, contentment. Look at the rainbow in the back. Gorgeous. There's the lighthouse. I was talking about that. Oh my God. This is how he sees the feminine. I was just talking about how he would think about us knowing that we were where we were. We were alone, but okay. Oh my God. They're showing me there was a time once where, like, I often would go sit by the lake, and we have different entry points. Like I said, there's lots of beautiful beaches alongside this lake. And I remember one day I was just sitting there meditating, having my coffee, enjoying the sun, and he drove by and he gave me this look, and it wasn't a very nice look. And he had his boat and he was with his dog, and you know, you would think that I would have received a little smile or a wave. Nope. I don't know what was going on in his life at that time. It was very hurtful, and it really challenged me to, you know, not focus on that. And it wasn't nice, but you know, it wasn't my business, and I wasn't going to let it bring me down because I didn't do anything to deserve that. And I thought, well, I'm going to keep on pushing and finish my meditation. So that's what I did. I never reached out or anything like that. I smiled, but to say that I acknowledged, but like I said, kept it pushing. And this is how he saw me. Now I'm getting the information that this is how he saw me, that I'm okay on my own. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I have all this balanced energy, and I do pretty okay. I mean, it's not to say that I'm not lonely and sad. Sometimes I am, but I do a lot of gratitude work, and I am grateful for all the beautiful things I have in my life. And I just trust that things will happen the way they're meant to. And I just have a beautiful connection with Source and God, and I just work at it every day. So take in this beautiful aura crystal. Look how these colors really work nicely together. And we heal them. Look at that beautiful heart. And I just want to do one more card. Oh, guys, look. I just want to cry. This was him tonight, lying there and just thinking about this love. This is what got him through. Oh my God, this is the closing. I started with explaining how when my masculine feels that way, and I've talked about this in my previous readings, is I just sit and focus and send them love. And oftentimes I see the work, once we're done, I'll see these colors kind of come in, and that's how I know that it's getting through the fields, because his fields are usually dark, or it'll be prescribed to a certain area in the auric field that's darker, where he is then tackling that wound, and then this energy comes in, and that's how I know that it's healed. And usually everything really lightens up, and very often I'll fall asleep. So this is how I think they ended up leaving things off tonight. And if it's when you listen to this, it'll be very forthcoming. So congratulations, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Keep doing your amazing, incredible work, and you will succeed and achieve all of these beautiful goals that you've set. And here's my Misty. Hey, Misty, do you agree? Thank you. Come here. Let's bring her up here and let's see what she does here. There we go. And she says, thank you, everyone. All right. Take care.